Hi everybody, welcome to another video of vintage TV and radio stuff, and I'd like you to meet the Creature. It's the JBL Creature. It's a speaker system for a PC, and it was developed by JBL back in the early part of the new millennium, around 2001 or 2002. At least that's what I can ascertain from the reviews that came out online for this particular product. It was created by JBL, which is a company that was begun way back in the 20s by a fellow named James Bulla Lansing. And he was a guy who had developed early speakers, loudspeakers, for radio, car radios, and later for theaters when talkies came along back in the late 20s. He later sold a company to Altic, and we know that is Altic Lansing. Right now, JBL is currently still making speakers and other equipment such as what you're looking at right here. It's owned by Harman International, which is also owned by Samsung. So Samsung owns the company Harman International, so now it's known as JBL Harman. This, like I said, was designed for PC use. It looks very futuristic. Some people think it looks a lot like the helmet that Darth Vader wore in Star Wars. I think it looks a little bit like the Snapchat logo as well. And what you're looking at is a subwoofer, the big subwoofer in the middle, and then the two satellite speakers that would be sitting on your desk at the computer. JBL said back when this was released that the speakers were insulated to the point where you could put them next to your computer monitor and it wouldn't cause any issues with that. The subwoofer is a little bit bigger as far as a speaker is concerned, so that is something you'd have to put a little farther away from your computer monitor, maybe even on the floor or something like that. So let's take a little look, first of all, at the two speakers. This right speaker is the main satellite speaker. This has the controls you need. And there's very little to work with here. All you have is a minus and a plus button. These are buttons you just had to touch. So I'm going to guess they were like piezoelectric controlled buttons, if I'm using that description correct. That was used to raise and lower the volume. And if you touch both of them at the same time, it also mutes the speakers. And as you could probably see too, there's plenty of cord here. This has a pretty good long, I would say maybe about a 5-foot cord, something to that effect. So you could really put the subwoofer somewhere away from your desk and then have enough cord space to put the two speakers on your computer desk. The other speaker doesn't have any function whatsoever other than to sound good. You'll also notice that there's a little green, what looks like it might be a light on the bottom of the speaker, and you'll see where that comes in a bit later. On the left front of the subwoofer, there's a bass control, which is you simply turn one way or the other to make the bass more dominant or less dominant. And on the right, you have the treble selector. And here on the bottom is a little bit of information about the unit. It's a little hard to read because it's kind of a gray-on-gray thing here, but it does give the statistics as far as the voltage and things like that. Has the nice little JBL logo there. This is I believe, the original Creature. There were other versions of it as time went by. Creature 2 and Creature 3, and I believe Creature 2 and 3 were more primarily for Apple computers. This is designed for, well, whatever computer uses a 1/4-inch plug output for the audio. You could also plug in a CD player or any other output with a 1/4-inch plug to plug into the audio in. Now looking at the top, there are a number of different little inputs and other things here. From the right side to the left, you've got the power in, the on-off switch, the left satellite speaker plug, audio in plug, the right satellite plug, and then a power light that comes on to let you know that it's powered up and ready to go. As you can see, I've got the right and left speakers plugged in. So what I'm going to do is I'll get a CD player, plug that in, and we'll see how this thing sounds. Okay, I have everything plugged in. I'm going to reach back and turn on the power, if I can here. This is one of the complaints people had about this product. It hid the power button to the point where you couldn't really turn it on without having to lift the subwoofer up a little bit. Okay, I think it's up and running. Yep, you can see those little green lights underneath the speakers. And I have it hooked up to a CD player. This unit right here. If I can get a light on it. There's a video about this, by the way, too, if you want to go check that out. And I'm just going to turn it on here. What you're going to hear is a song that is a royalty-free YouTube tune, so we can play it for an extended period of time and not get into any trouble here with copyright. There we are. As I said, this controls the volume, so I can turn it down to nothing, really, and then I can use this other button. Just touch it. You have to push it down and hold on to it. See how loud this thing gets? Too bad. And if you hold both of these down, apparently it mutes them. Yep. So what they suggested is that you leave the power on, and when you want to turn off the speakers, you just hit that mute function. And I guess just hitting this will wake them back up again. Yep. Yeah, and it sounds really good from where I'm standing over here. Maybe a little too bassy for my taste, but you just turn that bass down a touch, or turn the treble down a little bit too. Let's try something else here. That was a little distorted sounding, but yeah. So there you are. This is the JBL Creature. It was produced and marketed back in the early part of the new millennium, I believe, maybe the late 90s, by JBL Company. Sold at the time for about 130 bucks. It came in 5 different colors, in fact. White, which you're seeing right here, black, metallic blue, red, and also silver. That's our video for today. If you have any comments, leave them below. Subscribe to the channel and like the video, and we'll have more vintage TV and radio stuff down the road. Thanks for watching.